This week's episode of Nudgee Rugby Review is brought to you by Bank of Queensland Kipper Ring, Springer's Solar, Storage Choice, and the Nudgee Rugby Support Group. On this week's premiere episode, TSS are in town as the second trial match of the year kicks off on the muddy and rain-soaked Ross Oval. We go around the grounds for highlights of 6 games played throughout the day, including the 4ths, 3rds, 16Bs, 15As, 12Cs and 12As. We turn the spotlight on our team and focus, the 11As, and see how their season prep is tracking. And of course, match highlights, interviews and commentary from the main game. Tonight on Nudgee Rugby Review.
Hi, I'm Emily Laird and welcome to Nudgee Rugby Review. Last Saturday saw TSS come and play in the rain and the mud for the second trial game of the GPS competition. Here are some match highlights, but before that, I had a chance to have a chat with Captain Lassus Ayakai and Director of Rugby, Sean Graham. How has this week felt coming into the second game of the season?
This week's felt good so far. The boys have been training hard. We're excited to get back into second round against TSS. Even though it is a trial game, we're treating it as a normal round game today.
How did you feel after last week? Was it tough on the old bones there?
Yeah, last week was unusual, especially playing at North. It's been obviously a couple months since we got in contact, so it felt good, felt tiring as always, but we got around.
And what approach are you guys taking out there today? What's coach put you through?
Our coach was just basically telling us to just execute, do the little things right. So when we get on the field, we have one set goal, and that's to just do everything with intent and execute. So that'll be a big thing. We thought it was going to rain today, but we'll see how we go. If it's shifting the ball out wide or just staying out tight, hitting up to the forwards.
And if the rain does come back in, will you change the approach of the game?
Yes, we will. We will probably shift back to more of a kicking style game and probably play territory.
With me now is Sean Graham, Director of Rugby here at Nudgee College. Sean, it's been a big few weeks. We're finally back on the field. How are you feeling about today?
Yeah, pretty good. We've had a really good week of preparation off the back of our first trial last week against Ipswich Grammar at Norths. We got through that. We just had one bump, so we've made one change to our starting 15 through injury and a few other changes through selection. So, yeah, we're pretty happy with the 15 that we're putting out on the field today, and looking forward to it.
Was there anything major that you guys have changed this week coming off the back of that game to make sure you get the win?
Yeah, look, I think obviously with the forecasted weather, we've sort of shifted the way we're going to play. It's a pretty boggy track out there, so a little bit more kicking and probably narrowing up our attack, and a big focus on our defence. We've got to make sure that we defend well, complete our tackles. But yeah, we're pretty happy with our performance last week, so we just want to build on that.
unfortunate loss to you guys. 24-21 in the end. You were definitely in it right until the last moments. How are you feeling after that game?
It was pretty good. 80% of what we did today was really good. And just the last 10 minutes, we sort of let ourselves down. So we just need to learn from that and moving forward and fix that for next week.
How do you think the rain affected the boys?
Oh, it definitely affected the game. Like, there was a lot more kicking than I think both teams would have liked. But I was really happy with the majority of our kicking game, so we did that well.
Amazing. And going forward to next week, what are you looking to work on during the week to make sure you get that win next week?
Oh, probably just the finish of the game, and hopefully if it's dry conditions, we'll play a bit more football. But just the finish to the game.
As the captain, what did you like from the boys?
I think one of the things as a whole that we lacked on was just the last 10 minutes. We got too comfortable and just started to rest on just take the foot off the gas a little bit more and just got too comfortable with what we did so far.
Did you think the muddy field, I just walked across from the other side of the field and fell into it. Did you think that had an effect on you guys?
That had a big effect on our game today, especially with shifting our ball wide because of the wet weather. We tried to keep a close and tight game today.
So a disappointing but promising finish to a difficult day in the wet for the first 15. But there is little time to reflect as trial game 3 against State High is fast approaching in just a few days' time. But I'm sure we can all agree it's great to be back in action.
Well, obviously due to the wet weather, there was a lot of drop ball and silly errors, but we played well as a team and our intensity was really good. Well, we thought that would be a bit tougher, but we played well as a team, so our consistency through the game and keeping our momentum, just keep up the good work. We just need to stick to our game plan, I think, and listen to what our coaches say and just play hard.
G'day Nudgee and g'day Nudgee Grandstand. Springer Solar are proud sponsors of the Nudgee Rugby program. We may be green, we may be in a green industry, but we bleed blue and white. Myself and my two brothers are Nudgee old boys. Springer Solar are CEC accredited electrical contractors and we've been running for 18 years. We're master electricians. We are Solar Edge premium partners. We're an LG Platinum dealer. We support products that are high quality and high performing. Partner with Springer Solar for your residential or commercial solar system.
Time to go around the grounds again, this time with the third 15 in a tight tussle and a rampant under 12 Cs.
Obviously with the coronavirus and all that, we had a bit of a delayed preparation in terms of getting ready. To be honest, we probably didn't have the best game. We struggled to implement the game structure that we established over the holiday sort of thing. But then again, it was also a bit wet out there and made things a bit sloppier and harder to perform and execute. Obviously next week we're looking forward to trying to develop that game structure and really implement it into our system and yeah, just go from there really.
How's training been this week so far?
Not too bad. The Year 12s are away on Kyra, so we're only going to get the one session in yesterday. It was brief, we're just trying to work on that game structure and really get that down to perfect.
Well, our first half was pretty good. We were up, but then in the second half we let our guard down and they came back, but we ended up with a lucky try. I think we need to practice on our second half and staying focused to the game. We didn't have that much wet weather, but the ball, at some times it was raining and the ball got wet and yeah.
I'm on a mission, I'm paying dues, I'm in position, I'm staying up, it's getting late, you're doing good, I'm doing great. Hours of practice, they don't feel like working. Overthinking, I don't mean to let the pain and hurting. I was main stage with Tiny at a festival. Realities of just less than 24 hours past and I'm back to working. The wage isn't minimum, but when you know your worth is more, you make your own curriculum. Study in the industry, I know you see me killing them. Nice, it felt so real, I had some moments I was living them. Celebrity, civilian, walk amongst the greats that you ignore. The ones relentlessly pursuing every key to every door. It's evergreen and evermore if you're content with living normally. I'm handing in my notice to the world on record formally.
Do you need your weekly fix of rugby action this winter? Nudgee Rugby YouTube for features, documentaries, rugby skills, interviews, and much, much more. New content is released each week, including a brand new Nudgee Rugby review show and Game Day Live every home day. Nudgee Rugby YouTube, your one-stop shop for all your rugby content.
Please subscribe and like below.
Last Saturday for the Nudgee College vs TSS game, there was 3 places you could watch the game. If you were lucky enough to be in the grandstand, that was pretty cool. We also had our live stream. However, a lot of the boarders and the boys were here in Teenie. I'm going to have a chat to 3 of the boys to find out what the experience was like here in Teenie and what they would do to get out on the field. You would really, really like to be out on the field to watch this game, but where have you been watching instead?
Oh, we've been watching in Teenie Auditorium, so it's not quite the same. It's less cheers and everything and more than it would be, but the boys would love to be out on the grandstand instead of being in Teenie.
And how many of you boys are in there, do you reckon?
Oh, Oh, not that much actually, like around 30 people.
30 is still a lot to get in there to watch a game on the live stream. Hey, so it's pretty cool that you've got that live stream access.
Yeah, it is, because the boys would hate it if we didn't have anything to watch.
Tell me a little bit from your perspective what that game day experience is usually like and what I have to look forward to for the rest of the season.
Oh, just watching the game on the day is just so much energy, and just it's just really good to watch, and cheering the boys and just the spirit.
Even in the wet, you'd rather be out there in this cold, miserable, rainy day than sitting in the nice, dry, warm auditorium?
Yes.
All right, boys, who's going to win?
Nudgee, are you ready? Yes, we are ready. Nudgee, are you ready? Yes, we are ready.
In the first 10 minutes, we didn't put any points on them, even though we were parked down their end for the whole entirety. And there was a bit of aggression there, which I thought maybe got the better of us at times. A few silly penalties for maybe a bit of scrap, that sort of thing. But once we cleared our head and we started to play footy, I thought we played very well. We've just got to maybe clean up a bit of ball control. We dropped a lot of ball on the weekend, which is something we worked on yesterday, and we're looking forward to this weekend against TGS.
This August, witness Nudgee College from every perspective as we welcome you to experience all the colour and energy of a regular school day online. Our boys will walk you through the places and spaces that make our school so unique, as staff and students invite you to observe the college in full swing. Plus, there'll be a live Q&A with the college principal and other community members. Limited on-campus tours are also available. Nudgee College Open Morning, Tuesday 11th of August. Go to nudgee.com to register.
During the 2020 season, we'll focus our cameras on one team during training to see how they are tracking for the season. And tonight, it's the 11As.
The Under-11s, the future of Nudgee Rugby. And under the guidance of Andrew and Michael Twist, the Under-11As are looking for a big year, with plenty of work having gone into the pre-season.
We've been practicing our clean-outs and being clean in the ruck and getting there early so we can win the ball as much as possible. Early ball, passing for the backs, and yeah, that's pretty much, and good tackling. first up tackles too. So that's the main thing. The forwards could improve a little bit, but overall we're a very good team. The backs are good too, so it's pretty good, yeah.
And the freedom of the 12-a-side game at under 11 level allows for a fulfilling rugby experience.
It's much easier compared to the olders because you get more ball, you get to play with your mates, and it's more fun.
But even the under 11As have lofty ambitions.
The goals this season are to try and get as many wins as possible. Maybe if we lose one, it's okay, we just bounce back, so that's pretty much it.
Yeah, looking really good. The boys are pumped to get out there on the weekend. Just working really hard at our tackling and at carrying the footy. There are two focuses for the weekend. Boys, I'd say because of COVID, just can't wait. Some boys first year players, they're absolutely chomping at the bits to put on the blue and white jersey. So we're really looking forward to this weekend. Definitely guns blazing. There's no trials here. We're really looking to punish TSS this weekend.
And congratulations to the 11s who did indeed triumph over TSS under 11As by 50 points to 0. Let's take a quick look at the results for the weekend.
And for more content, don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you have any videos, photos, questions or suggestions, please contact our Director of Rugby on sgr@nudgee.qld.edu.au. Thank you very much for watching. We'll be back next week, same place, same time. But to see us out, here are the ever entertaining under 15As with their dynamic win over TSS. Have a great week.
We focused really on starting fast and starting at Nudgee speed. I believe we really did that on the weekend, but due to the wet conditions, a couple of errors and dropped ball, but we got through and came with the win.
What are your work-ons for next week, you think?
Just our spacing in our defence and really setting that line for the defence and around the ruck. But due to the wet conditions, we kind of had to play a bit tighter, so reduce that drop ball and really just clean up around the ruck. State Eye, we versed them in the round 1 trial. They're obviously bigger bodies and a lot more physical, so I think we need to go into this game with a bit more aggression and really step up.
This week's episode of Nudgee Rugby Review is brought to you by Bank of Queensland Kipper Ring, Springers Solar, Storage Choice, and the Nudgee Rugby Support Group.